Welcome, everybody, to the Bison Overtime Show. I'm Grant Hubbard alongside Ethan Nyblock. Majestic beast, everybody. He scored a touchdown last Sunday for the Cowboys against Carolina. So, Mr. Tatanka, I love you, buddy.
Yeah, it's a shame the Cowboys couldn't win, though.
It's always that's never a bad thing.
Yeah,
when they lose.
never a bad thing.
Just to start the show, a little PSA for you. We're on Twitter, and apparently it's going really well so far. People have really enjoyed our content. 49 followers. Can we get to 50, please? We need one more to get to 50. This was a couple days ago when we did this screenshot. So, again, like our buddy Blake Engelbretson, thanks for following us, bud. 49 followers, doing pretty well. I think that's about a smashing hit so far, I would say.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea to produce more content, and I think it's going to help get more viewers on the show.
So, let's just set the scene here before we play the highlights for Southern Illinois. This was built to be, like I said in our article, a good old shootout at the OK Corral, because Southern Illinois was dynamite scoring the football to borrow Dom's line, and this Bison team had not hardly been stopped all year. Like, Aaron Bickton hadn't punted in the last two games. He got into class more than he had punted over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it kind of had the vibes around like a 2022 Incarnate Word team with the quarterback that DJ Williams can run, he can pass. It was that way for about a quarter and 13 minutes until they turned the ball over.
Until they turned the ball over. Let's roll the highlights, fellas, in the backs. North Dakota State, Southern Illinois from the Fargo. We fixed the color for you so it should look better on the TV this time. Kickoff through the end zone from Eli Ozick. First play of the game, DJ Williams, electric quarterback, takes his RPO play 16 yards to the SIU 41 for a first down.
Like I said, he's like Lindsey Scott.
After a false start, Williams will hit Jay Jones for a 15-yard gain to the NDSU 48. Another first down for the Salukis. Then Lem Wash on a 1st and 10 takes the toss from Williams, picks up 10 yards to the NDSU 25-yard line. And Wash broke 2 tackles on that play. Then any momentum SIU had on this drive right there. Boom, Grandpa Jack Uliano with a 5-yard loss, his first sack of the season. Then Paul Geelan comes on for a 35-yard field goal attempt. SIU leads 3-0. That was SIU's first opening drive of the season that did not end in a touchdown.
Bison defense.
SIU's lead would last one play as Bryce Lance takes the jet sweep, and he could go all the way. 75 yards. Ethan, he wasn't touched on this play.
He's the best athlete other than Cole Payton in the FCS. I'm going to say it. He doesn't have Christian Watson's speed, but he has his electric ability. I don't know how anybody can guard him. And clearly they were double teaming him or something.
Well, watch it again here. Who's that lead blocking for him there?
Looks like Cole Payton.
That's the quarterback down there. I think it's Mark Gronowski actually blocking for him. That's right.
We'll mention that later.
Yeah, that'll come later.
It's a lot like Carson Wentz. He wants to be in on every play.
Next drive for SIU starts fast. Williams drops this pass in the bucket to Fabian McCray for 25 yards to midfield. That's a fresh set of downs for SIU. Then Williams on a 3rd and 10 checks it down to leading receiver in the Valley, Vincent Davis, who's brought down after a 2-yard gain by Logan Kopp.
Not getting past that, man.
No. Get a stop, but Bison would punt on the next possession. And DJ Williams takes advantage as he hits Fabian McCray for a 34-yard completion down to the NDSU 19. Nathaniel Staling will finally make the tackle, but SIU is in range to take back the lead. So NDSU would lead 7-3 after the first, but SIU jumps right back on top. Here's Chandler Chapman bounces this run outside and reaches the end zone. It's 10-7 Salukis early in the second quarter.
Kind of similar to last week's game. They touchdown to take the lead in the second quarter.
1st and 10, Cole Payton boots left and finds Chris Harris along the sidelines to the 50-yard line for a first down, but the drive would stall and Aaron Bickerton would be called in the service to punt for just the second time in the last 2 games. But the defense makes up for it. DJ Williams gets sacked here by Keenan Wilson and Logan Larson for a 7-yard loss.
That's the future of the Bison D-line right there.
Yep. Now 3rd and 17, DJ Williams is going to loft this one deep for Fabian McCray. Makes a great effort, but he is out of bounds on the play, and the Salukis would punt it back to NDSU, and Cole Payton's going to hit Rajah Nelson here on the crosser for 26 yards to the SIU 36. That's a new set of down.
Wide open. That's what Rajah does.
The Bison would not take the lead on this drive, but they would tie it. As Eli Ozick only kicks 38-yarders, apparently. But this kick is good, and we're square at 10 with halfway through, just over halfway through the second quarter.
He is number 38.
Yeah, DJ Williams will show off his feet on this play, takes his quarterback power play 25 yards. See the speed he's got there as he gets across midfield.
That's what we saw against SEMO in the highlights. He can take it to the house when he needs to.
You got to admit, when the other team calls a great play, and this is one of them. Watch the screen here. Nick Hill calls one up. DJ Williams finds Aiden Quinn. That's his 5th catch all year for the tight end. He picks up 12 yards to the Bison 30 for a first down. And then all momentum before half is gone right here as Keenan Wilson strip sacks DJ Williams. It's recovered by Toby and then a huge play here.
Completely flipped the script of the game. They're about to go up at halftime, and then we see what happens
If you blink, you may miss this next Bison drive. After 2 plays, 3rd and 5, Cole Payton picks up 9 for a first down. And then Cole Payton decides to go for the jugular as he hits Bryce Lance for a 48-yard pass to the SIU 9 for a first down. And then next play, as it comes up here, Ethan, what does 9 plus 5 equal?
Well, apparently it equals 6 because these guys are the best connection in the country.
It's a 9-yard score, and it's 17-10 Bison at recess. Big turn of events there. The Bison would get the second half kickoff, and they take advantage. Big play for SIU's defense, but they fail miserably. As Reese Kessel keeps adding on to his yards per catch on this play for 50 yards to the SIU 22, and it's a fresh set of downs.
He only catches bombs. He hasn't caught a short pass all year.
I think he has, but like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
2nd and goal. Cole Payton would finish off the first drive of the second half with a scramble and a score from 2 yards out, and it's 24-10.
Don't miss that block from Barika Peno. He's not getting in without that.
1st and 10. SIU would keep swinging into the third as Williams hits Vincent Davis on the slot fade for 40 yards. But any hope of a win for SIU is gone on the next play when it comes up here. Williams completes the screen pass to Jay Jones. Ball. Mandans Jackson Dutenheffer falls on the football. Huge turnover at this stage in the game.
And Dutenheffer, what is he doing out in the defensive backfield? We don't know, but he made the play.
Cole Payton, 3rd and 8. Across the middle, looks for Jackson Williams. Hey, Jackson, get the first down, man. Going backwards, Bo Johnson, I got you, bro. Gives him the shove to get him across the yellow line.
Don't need a touchdown every play. Just get the first.
Play of the game right here, Ethan. Cole Payton breaks the pocket and weaves through the Egyptian hunting puppies defense and play the fight song from 41 yards out. And before SIU knows it, it's 31-10 as he gets in right here.
I don't know how you defend that. I mean, that's Trey Lance stuff combined with Carson Wentz, and he's got the ability to throw it. I don't know how anybody's going to be able to guard this guy this year.
So there's the touchdown, make it 31-10. And all momentum is on NDSU's side now as Donovan Woolen comes in on the blitz, and DJ Williams eventually sacked by Victor Isley, a 2nd sack of the year.
It's kind of coming on a little bit. I expect to see more of him this year.
Next play, 3rd down and 5 in the third quarter. No start of the fourth quarter. Payton will check the ball down to Barika Penu, who picks up 36 yards. And he just steps out of bounds, or this could have been 6.
Yeah, luckily he gets to make up for it later on in the drive.
2nd and goal. BK has it his way from 6 yards out, and it's 38-10 Bison.
He just finishes runs. That's all he does. Scores touchdowns. I think he has 9 on the year.
Now, on this show, when Fargo Davies Eagles or Fargo North Spartans make plays, we're going to tell you about as Williams' pass is intercepted by Oliver Luck. Oski! He soars back to the SIU 32. That a boy, Ollie.
Gotta love the Fargo guys getting in on the action.
How about some more Fargo guys here as we get later into the fourth quarter? It was all EDC for NDSU as Payton hits another former Eagle, Truman Wehrmeyer, out of the backfield for 9 yards and nearly knocks out Vinny Pierre Jr.
Yeah, you don't want to run into Truman Wehrmeyer. You're going to be hurting.
I asked Coach Polasek how many carries DJ Scott was going to get ahead of the Citadel game, and he gave a passionate answer. Maybe that number will increase after DJ rumbles down the sideline and takes it to the dojo from 24 yards out. This is where SIU quit, in my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Luke is looking for some pride points down the stretch as DJ Williams passes complete to Chandler Chapman for 23 yards to the NDSU 46.
Gotta love garbage time for the Salukis.
You know who really loves garbage time? It's DJ Williams. Runs and finds the end zone from 3 yards out. The score was his 10th rushing score of the season, but it was 45-17.
Yeah, jokes aside, though, he is a great player.
Now watch the speed here on Minnesota transfer Cortez Legrette. Little speed in the hole there, picks up 10 yards to the SIU 38-yard line.
Another guy I'd like to see more of.
Even though they're up 28, Nathan Hayes goes back to pass, cuts one loose, and Minot Magi product Logan Conklin with a 12-yard reception on the out pattern. But that would do it. Nathan plays. He's played in 5 of 6 games this year as he genuflects at the altar of victory, and the Bison improved to 6-0 by silencing Southern Illinois 45-17. It's a good round all around. Again, we kind of say we're like kind of speechless because like they couldn't have played any better. They could not have played any better in that second half.
Yeah, there's going to be people that are going to nitpick because once again, Fargo's the only place that does that in the FCS.
Yeah.
It was 45-17, and Southern Illinois is going to be at least a Thanksgiving winner. They're going to win a playoff game this year, maybe even 2. So I don't know how you can nitpick at this game. They had 500 total yards. Against
right.
Southern Illinois' defense wasn't great. They're going to be a playoff contender.
540 total yards for NDSU, 264 of which were on the ground, 8 of 12 on third down. They were losing the time of possession battle for a while. Then they ended up winning it by 5 minutes. I mean, that's how much they dominated the second half.
Yeah, and we came into this game. These were the top two offenses statistically. The Bison basically overtook every statistic in scoring and rushing, passing. I mean, this offense has been unbelievable this year. Any question marks about Cole Payton throwing the ball have been thrown out the window for the last 5 weeks.
Literally thrown out the window. Cole Payton, 13 of 16, 243 yards, passing touchdown, 140 quarterback rating. What? That's just insanity.
It's impossible.
8 rushes for 48 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. That performance earned him Missouri Valley Football Conference Offensive Player of the Week honors in that game. Barika Penu, 16 rushes, 66 yards. SIU, they had to pick their poison. They picked Penu to pick on in this game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you pick, because if you pick to take away Cole Payton's throwing, he's going to run or he's going to hand off to this guy. And he still had 66 yards, which is kind of unbelievable because it felt like he didn't do anything. And he's having a good year.
Yeah, Bryce Lance, 4 catches, 79 yards and a touchdown, 1 rush for 75 yards and a touchdown. Shifting over defensively, Nathaniel Sailing, 6 solo tackles, 9 total. Woolen had 7 tackles total in that pressure that you saw earlier. Keenan Wilson, 1 solo tackle, 3 total tackles on the day, tackle and a half TFL, and a half a sack. Defense played, they were going to run up and down for at least that first quarter, but then they finally figured it out after SIU got off the script. They played a lot better.
Yeah, they basically gave up 1 touchdown until the garbage time touchdown. Right. And to use Chris Kleiman's quote, field goals don't beat you.
No.
When we get into these games with UND and SDSU, they can give up as many yards as they want, give up field goals. Cole Payton's going to score enough points.
Yeah, DJ Williams, I thought he had a pretty decent game. 15 to 20, 190 yards, did throw the interception, also lost a fumble, did have a rushing score late in the game. He had 15 carries for 80 yards. He's a leading rusher by quarterbacks in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, which is amazing because of Brungard, Payton, Mason. That's pretty incredible. But when you take the sacks out of his official yards, he only had 41 yards. So the sacks don't do him justice because he ran almost a 100-yard day on the ground. Most impressively, they held Vincent Davis to 3 catches on 10 targets for 43 yards. I asked Polasek in the press conference, how would you judge your secondary? And he said they haven't really been challenged yet, which is kind of like, really? Because because they actually held Sobkowitz. Look at the numbers on Sobkowitz. They actually kind of held him in check, and they really held Vincent Davis down as well.
Yeah, Sobkowitz is like, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's the leading receiver in the Valley right now.
He is.
He reminds me a lot of Griffin Wilde in a way.
Okay.
Maybe a little better. Vincent Davis is like, I mean, he's like the Tyreek Hill for Southern Illinois.
5'8",
yeah, he's tiny. He puts the burners on. He caught that long pass. But yeah, I think the Bison secondary, I came into the year saying that was going to be the strength of the defense, which is weird because, Cole Wisniewski was supposed to be here this year and he's not.
Right.
So I think they've been playing well.
Couple updates on injuries here. Carson Williams will be questionable going into this game with Indiana State. He's got a foot injury he's trying to work through. Alex Elliott, who rumored to be out for the year with a shoulder problem, somehow he's 2 or 3 weeks away from practicing, so we'll see when he comes back. He was supposed to be a depth piece at linebacker this year. They hope to get him back. And Finn Diggins, who looked like his season might be over, may only be a 6-week. Tim didn't say to us exactly what the injury was, but it's a leg, knee, somewhere in that area, and he hopes to be back in 6 weeks, which is about the start of the playoffs. So, which they need with that depth of tight end slowly waning as 2 or 3 injuries are at the tight end position.
Yeah, if you think about 6 weeks from now, it's probably the St. Thomas range. He's not going to play in that game. You're not going to waste the injury there. And then you think about if as long as they don't collapse here at the end of the year, they're going to have a first round bye. So he'll play. He'll probably be playing in the second round.
Yeah, we'll just review my hot take script from last week. I'm half right and I'm half wrong. I'm going to say on Bryce Lance. I said he'd have 100 yards receiving.
Yep.
He had 79. Okay, so I'm wrong there. However, 154 total yards. So half right, half wrong.
Yeah, it's
Code Green holds SIU under 21 points. Attendance over 17,000. I'm disappointed.
That's not your fault.
No, I tried.
Yep.
15,812. I wanted better than that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Bison scored 40 points. NDSU has over 450 total yards.
By quite a bit.
By 100 yards, actually.
Yep.
I nailed that one. So I'll take a 3.5 out of 5. I'll take that. I don't think I made one right last week, so I'll take 3.5.
For hot takes, if you get 2 out of 5, you're going well.
Yeah.
So
let's go around the FCS in the top 25. SDSU over Northern Iowa, 31-3. They only led 14-3 at the half, but UNI covered. So that's how you're looking for it, UNI.
Yeah, but if you don't read the Twitter because it'll say the Jacks played immaculate. So
yeah,
we referenced that last week.
They didn't. They didn't. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Tarleton State beats Utah Tech 41-23. Montana gets shut out by Cal Poly in the first half, but ropes off 28 straight to win 28-9. God, Montana's hard to figure out.
They play up to the competition. They play down to the competition. I'm going to leave it at that.
Montana State rolls over Idaho State 41-14. UC Davis rolls over Northern Arizona 45-24. Lehigh keeps on rolling. They beat the best of the Ivy League. They beat Columbia this time 31-7. Illinois State, they continue to puzzle me. They defeat Murray State 46-32. That's not encouraging, and Murray State plays the Jacks this weekend.
Yeah, Murray State, I mean, you can't give up 32 to Murray. No. I mean, the Bison have given up a combined, 15 points in the last 2 years to Murray? Illinois State
6 points, right?
Yeah, something like Illinois State's impossible to figure out. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, Tennessee Tech over Charleston Southern 27-13. Northern Colorado upsets Idaho 49-33. You're fired. Get out of the top 25, Idaho. See you later. Monmouth defeats Towson 42-31. UND continues to roll. They beat Youngstown 35-17. UND struggles to close games. They're starting to figure this out. They had Youngstown buried. It was a blowout early into the third quarter, and then Youngstown came back. They made an 11-point game when they had the ball. They were pinned at their own 4, but they nearly made it into a one-possession game. UND starts fast, but they need to finish faster. And we'll see maybe they can do that against SIU this weekend.
Yeah, maybe it's an energy thing because like when they beat the Bison a couple of years ago, they knew they had to keep scoring, so they kept going. I'm interested to see against like a South Dakota State if they do that, because if you let the Jacks get back in the game, you're not going to win. And if they do the same thing against the Bison, I don't know. But that's a huge game this week against the Salukis.
No doubt. Eastern Kentucky, another upset. They beat Austin Peay 34-20. Bye-bye. Out of the top 25. Rhodey, they get back on track. They beat New Hampshire 38-27. Villanova over Elon 29-21. I die by the shield that is West Georgia. Abilene Christian wins 30-13. Somebody leads down to 3. Lamar over East Texas A&M in the greatest bad beat ever. Lamar wins 33-23. Go look up the SVP on Twitter. It's there. Watch it. I highly recommend. Cash knows what I'm talking about in the back. Harvard defeats Cornell 34-10. Harvard continues to roll. They're the class of the Ivy League, and it's not even close.
Yep.
South Dakota. We need to have a heart-to-heart conversation here. How are you still ranked? You won 19-14 at Indiana State.
And
what?
Lost by 38 in the Dome. Lost to Iowa State by 100. You almost lost to Northern Colorado. I don't get it. Aiden Bauman, you made a mistake.
I think we're running out of teams to rank, so they just keep South Dakota in the polls. Yeah. We did not put them in our polls. Nope. So we'll show that later. Presby, they keep on rolling. They beat Butler 31-25. And Mercer, after that loss to Presby, they're getting back on track. They win 38-14. That's to look around the FCS. Now, the Indiana State profile, there's not a lot to look at that's positive, okay?
Nope.
According to the sports book that we look at, the Bison are 26-point road favorite. Anyways, Indiana State, they're 2-4, 1-4 against FCS, 0-2 in Valley play. They score 23 points a game. They give up 41, so that's 7th in the Valley in terms of offense, 8th in terms of defense. Only Murray is worse in scoring the ball. That's also 123rd in FCS. Ouch, what I would say to that.
Yeah.
176 yards per game on the ground. That's, middle of the pack in the Valley, but they give up, that 331 yards per game. They put up 331 yards a game, which is also next to dead last. Defensively on third down, they are pitiful, 47.1% on third down. They're last in the Valley defensively on fourth down, 25%. They're dead last in the Valley. They're dead last in God knows everything. Total defense, they're last. They're 8th in passing yards allowed. This should be a field day for Cole Payton and Nathaniel Staling on both sides.
Yeah, we'll talk about the keys in a bit here, but it's like Indiana State, I mean, their head coach has been there for a long time, and I don't know, you can't fire the guy because
it's Indiana State.
You got nothing to work with. I've never been to Terre Haute. I don't know what it's like. I would assume it's not.
You could have gone.
Yeah.
You could have gone.
We'll talk about we might mention that later too. Okay. But anyway, this doesn't seem like a great place to coach college football. I'm not gonna lie. The Bison should win.
Remind me, was it 18 or 19? They went 7-4 and missed the playoffs. Because they were this close to making the playoffs.
Yeah, they've had good teams. That's the difference. Like I still think they're a mile ahead of Murray. Like that's how bad Murray State is.
Oh yeah.
So this isn't a team that you can just walk by, but it's also a team where you can play pretty garbage and win. So
Yeah.
that sums it up.
So the trees are on their backup quarterback. Elijah Owens got hurt. He's still not back to 100% healthiness. So they're going to trot out Brock Riddle at quarterback, a redshirt freshman. He completes about a Kaminsky's worth of passes, about 58%. 3 passing touchdowns, 1 pick. Nothing special about this guy. It's almost like when they played Jake Curry last year at Southern Illinois, kind of similar stats. The leading rusher is Nick Osho. He's a junior. Leading rusher has 6 rushing touchdowns. He's tied with Barika for 5th in the Valley. So at least they have a weapon on offense they can go to. Their leading receiver is Rashad Rochelle. Great name. 201 receiving yards. That's it for receiving yards. The leading tackler is Kamal Clark, 2nd in the Valley in tackles. So at least they have one guy on defense that they like.
Yeah.
Lucas McAllister has 6.5 tackles for loss, and Logan Wilson has 5.5 TFLs and 2 sacks. So they have some pieces on defense, not a ton, but enough where, okay, we got to look out for these.
It seems like a lot. This game reminds me so much of 2022 pregame where, like, all right, Bison are going to roll because they got the Jacks next week. They're going to be ready to go.
Yeah.
Now, you have to actually do it, unlike that year. But they do have some pieces. I mean, their defense looks okay. Like, defensive line, I mean, I think their defensive backs are awful. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, and you're being kind on that
one.
So 5 keys to a Bison win. What do we got for number 1?
Don't look ahead. As I said, in 2022, the Bison were clearly looking ahead to the Jacks game, and they played awful. And they needed a late game rally to win that game.
Yeah.
They fumbled like twice. They got a block kick.
Took a block kick. Yeah.
You just got to take care of business.
Just take care of business and move on. This is the game that we just need to get.
Do what you did against Murray last year.
Yes, and that would be great. Number 2.
Don't give them any hope. That's what teams like this, usually when it's coming into the Fargo Dome, that's all they're relying on. When they're sleeping in their own beds and they're playing at home, they at least, you're playing in front of your family. There's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
If you take away their hope, they're done. They don't have the talent to hang with the Bison at all.
Just, again, it's like it's number 1. Just get through this game, move on, and you'll be fine. Tim's not going to overlook anybody.
No.
So they're going to be ready to go. It's just okay. How does Indiana State come out? I think if they get the toss, because I mean I'm sure we'll defer if we get the kickoff, have the option to kick off or not. We'll kick off and let them take the ball. We'll see if Indiana State wants to fight or not at noon Central in Paradise. We'll call it Paradise. I don't really like that term, but oh well. Number 3.
Get out of Dodge healthy. If anybody is even slightly dinged up, if you have a bruise on your arm, if you have a canker sore, you're not playing in this game. Like last year when they played at Murray, Logan Kopp didn't play, and was he hurt? I don't think he was. I think they just wanted to keep him healthy. It's like when Hunter Lipke played, they didn't even give him a carry when they didn't need to.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of strategy. Like, just don't. Like Finn Diggins obviously isn't going to play, but Carson Williams is questionable. I wouldn't play him.
Wouldn't play him.
I wouldn't at all.
Yeah, health just has to happen, especially with the Jacks.
And UND.
The Jacks aren't healthy right now. Lofford is banged up. Ogroski might be coming back.
Yeah.
They have some issues. Don't let that carry over to our side. What do we got for number 4?
Get young guys reps. This isn't really a key to a win. It's more of a key to, like, a comfortable game. If you can get up 28, whatever, at halftime, get Nathan Hayes some reps, maybe even get Xander Smith some reps. You never know. But just get guys that don't play a lot. They've done a good job of this year. SEMO, South Dakota, Southern Illinois, they got young guys reps, and just keep that going.
Speaking of backups, Preston Brown made a special teams tackle last week, and that's like a true freshman quarterback out there playing special teams. So we'll see. Like you said, let's get Oliver Luck some more reps.
Yeah.
Love you, bud. Get Najee Nelson some reps at DB, Mikal Ford back there playing defense. Get some young guys. I agree with you on that one. And then number 5.
Really odd one here. Don't play all your cards. If you have a trick play up your sleeve that you love, you're saving that for Grand Forks or for Brookings, maybe even Youngstown. If you have a special like reverse play like we saw in the semifinal, Jackson Williams, save it. Cole Payton, if you hurl anybody this week, my heart's gonna drop. Just win the game, get healthy, get out of there. This game can't come sooner, so we can just get out of there.
Score 40, allow less than 10, and or 10 or less, and we'll be fine. All right. The first FCS committee rankings came out this week. This is how it read. They went from 10 to 1, so I'll read it from 10 to 1. Tennessee Tech was 10, Monmouth was 9, UND 8, Lehigh 7, UC Davis 6, and then the Montana, Texas, and Dakota schools rounded out. Montana State, Tarleton, South Dakota State, North Dakota State. First reaction to the polls. We were texting during while this was going on, so your reaction to it was what?
If you have D1 wins, it's volume. It's not volume. It's like, I don't know how to word this. The amount of wins is better than the amount of ranked wins. Like, if you have one really good ranked win, but you have less wins than another team, you're going to be rated higher. Lehigh has more wins than North Dakota. Would North Dakota beat Lehigh on an alternate field by 20? Yeah, probably. But it's not about that. I think this committee, rather than last year, values how many wins you have rather than ranked wins.
I think, and we'll show our poll here in a minute, we nailed the 10. We didn't get the order right, but we were pretty dang close. So I'll give our 10. I think we can reveal our 10. We had Bison, Jack, Carleton, Bobcats, Grizz. That was our top 5, so it was the same as the committee. Where we differ was we have UND at 6, Davis at 7, and Lehigh at 8. Tennessee Tech and Monmouth rounded out our list as well. So they're not too far off from what we expected, so I'd call that a win in our book anyway.
Yeah, I think I think we would fit in well with the committee from last year.
I think so.
I mean, South Dakota had 7 Division I wins last year, and they were a 4 seed. I think, and we agreed with that. So
yeah, I'll let you. So I'll throw up our bracketology here on the screen. Just go through it quickly while we have a couple seconds.
Yeah, it's basically we're assuming UND is going to lose to the Bison. The Bison are going to win out. So basically, this is. I mean, look at that UND SDSU bracket there. That's setting up for an all-time quarterfinal.
Let me read the bottom here quickly. That's UC Davis and Austin P. It doesn't quite fit on the screen. Then Lamar and Northern Arizona is those corner matchups don't fit on the screen. Anyways, continue.
This would, in my opinion, would probably go chalk in the second round. These quarterfinals would be all-time. I mean, other than the Bison and Stephen F. Austin, Montana and Abilene Christian and Missoula.
Yes, please.
Please, yes. The Brent Vegan heading down to Tarleton.
No.
Yes, please. And then you're talking about maybe Montana State going to Missoula in the semis to go to Nashville?
Again, because we've been told it's the greatest rivalry known to man in the FCS, and they've never played in the playoffs.
I don't know how.
So how is that? How is it the best rivalry when you don't play for anything in the postseason?
I'm with you. I don't know. But the biggest thing for me is if the Bison take care of business in the 2 big games that we mentioned here, UND and SDSU are going to be playing, probably going to maybe even match up in the playoffs. You know, SDSU could go down the list, whatever, but I would love if this would happen. This would be awesome. It would be nerve-wracking, but I would love it.
It would be really, really cool. Let's go to our top 10s for this week. Was going down the list and just going down the narrative that has been our top 10 so far in this show. You got yours listed first, so what do you have this week?
Bison at 1, obviously. Jax 2. Tarleton 3. Montana State at 4. I actually moved them above Montana like you did. Montana's not passing the eye test right now. Montana at 5. I haven't lost yet. UND at 6, they're playing really well. I'm a little nervous about them, but UC Davis has really played well. Tennessee Tech continues to roll the garbage opponents. Lehigh does the same. And the surprise here, Abilene Christian. You know, I kind of scratched everything, and I went back and looked at resumes. Abilene Christian has beat Stephen F. Austin, who I have in my top 15. They beat Austin P., who's okay. Their one knock on them is they lost to Incarnate Word by 31, but I've got them in my top 10.
Yeah, I have mainly the same as you. I have the top 6. That doesn't change. So Bison, Jacks, Texans, Bobcats, Grizz, effing Hawks. And then we go 7 through 10. I still have Lehigh at 7, Davis at 8, Tennessee Tech 9. I'm putting Illinois State in there at 10. I get it. They don't look impressive, but I got to stick by what I said. I think they can end up being a top 5 seed if they win out.
They have a route to it.
They do. So I'm gonna leave them in at 10, and I have Monmouth and SIU at 11 and 12 as we go down the line. Now, this is the top 25 that we have. So I already mentioned the first 10. So we have – now, do you want to break down quickly how we do our top 25? And we have some stipulations that we go through.
Yeah, so if you're – me and Grant vote. Obviously, we send each other our top 25.
We don't have an official vote.
No.
The stats poll. That's so clear.
Yeah. So if you got a first place vote, you get 50 points. If you got second place, you get 48, and then it goes down. It just continues all the way down. If you are number 25, you get 1 point.
Yep.
So basically, you know, if one of us has them at 8 and the team has another, if you have someone at 13, it's gonna weigh out and
it'll come out in the wash.
So like I had Abilene Christian higher. You had Illinois State higher than I did, so then it went further down. The top 6 isn't going to change much because we both agree on that stuff. But in today's age of the FCS, you know, once you get 11 through 25, I don't know how you think, but it's hard to rank teams.
Now, just explain to the viewer, what are the 2 guidelines that we follow? Like we don't count these 2 kinds of teams.
Like,
so we don't count So we don't count teams that are ineligible for the playoffs.
Oh yes, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you are HBCU, like Jackson State.
Yeah,
clearly,
we had a viewer. Someone tweeted, where's Jackson State?
Yeah.
Do you play in the FCS playoffs?
Nope.
If the answer is no, you're not in the poll.
And
Sorry, but you don't play in the FCS playoffs, so out.
Yeah.
West Georgia's the same. Would they be ranked had we had them in our polls? Maybe they
probably 20,
maybe 20 through 25, but they're not allowed. I want to say not allowed, but they're not going to be in our polls.
Yeah, this is
a lot
playoff.
of other people will put them in their polls. Yeah. We're not going to just because you don't play in the postseason.
Yeah, we don't have like if we were voting on the actual polls, obviously we would do that because we would want to keep our spots. But like this is more of a playoff ranking for us. Like we want teams that are actually going to be in the mix.
Yep.
So that's why you see like West Carolina and Lafayette in there. You're not going to see West Georgia, Jackson State. Again, those teams are good, but we're not putting them in here.
Yeah, if you're not in playoff conversation, we're just not interested.
Yes.
It's nothing against how you play or who you play. It's just you're just not eligible.
Yeah.
So it is the way it is. Now we got your hot takes of the week. We got the graphic back this week. I want to say these are spicy, but they're the level of hotness is going up as we go by the week. What's number one we got here?
Well, first off, I want to get out there. Like obviously you're next week, so I want to get mine out now because the big games are starting next week.
Yeah.
So I got the Missouri Valley getting 5 teams. Obviously, the 3 Dakotas are going to get in. Illinois State and Southern Illinois should.
Yeah.
Youngstown is kind of in that mix too, but they might beat up on each other, which is kind of the issue for me here. But that's why I think it's a hot take. My second one, Mercer becomes the first back-to-back SoCon champion since Wofford in 2018 and 19, and we've had a different team coming to the Dome from the SoCon every year.
Yes.
Mercer, the SoCon is not good this year.
No.
I thought Furman was going to be a ranked team. They lost to Presby. So did Mercer, but they lost to Western Carolina by 45.
Yeah, that's bad.
45. It's going to come down to Mercer and Western Carolina for me. Third, I got UND beats SDSU in the regular season finale. This one is like more of like, I don't know if I want it to happen. I think SDSU's due to lose 2 conference games because they haven't done it in so long. And I think
it's like I said that or something.
Yeah. I think you're going to be right.
I said that. Okay.
And I think there's a little more juice around the program. I think there's actually going to be fans in the stands in November in the Allure Center.
I don't know.
More than usual.
Okay,
more than usual. There's usually like 4,000. But
look at the schedule
I just think there's more juice around the UND program. I think they're going to show up for that game. Last year it wasn't even a game. So going to my fourth one, I got Southern Illinois winning 2 playoff games. Now this one, they're going to win one because they're going to play like somebody like, I don't know, Mercer in the first round. This is all about who your second round matchup is. If you get matched up with Monmouth, Tennessee Tech, Southern Illinois is going to win that game.
Right.
So this one is my hottest one yet. Next week, the Bison beat the Jacks in Brookings by 2+ scores, meaning either 9 or more.
Yep.
So Peaches and Cream, if you're out there, I know you're going to hate this, but I think it's going to happen.
It might just, even John Gaskin said on his show yesterday, the Bison look more prepared for prime time than South Dakota State does, which is fair.
Yeah.
I'll just go through it here quickly. Oh, just reacting to it. I think the Valley gets 5, maybe 6, but looking at Youngstown, they still have to play Illinois State. They still have to play Southern Illinois. They still have to play the Bison.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that happen. I think they're a good team. I think YSU could put some points on NDSU, but enough to win, even be convincingly close, I don't see that happening. But 5, I think, is fair. Mercer, we got to give them credit. After the loss, after the game that was declared a no contest against UC Davis and losing them to Presby, they've looked really good. And you just have to give them credit for that and the way they've played. I think that's fair. You and I are going to differ on this. I don't know if UND can beat South Dakota State. But the benefit is it's at the Alara Center. If it was in Brookings, I'd say there's no way on God's green earth that UND goes up to Brookings and wins. The fact that the game is in is in Grand Forks, that gives me a sign that, okay, there's a chance.
Yep.
I'd say it's less than 50-50, but there's a chance they can stay at home and win and earn that top 4 or 5 seed like we've talked about.
Yep.
Do I think it happens? No. I think that South Dakota State loses, their 2 conference games. I think it's Illinois State and NDSU. Maybe it's both North Dakota schools. Who knows? Southern Illinois wins 2 playoff games. If they play the way they did for the first 29 minutes against NDSU and they channel that and they take that into the game against UND,
mm-hmm.
If they do that and play the rest of their season the way I think we're capable of them, if they're playing the way they're capable of playing, like they were in Fargo the first 29 minutes, It's possible.
It's all about the matchup.
It's all about the matchup. If they're at home are they? Do you think they get seeded?
No, I don't.
Okay, if they're on,
they got to win this weekend.
Do they host Thanksgiving weekend? I'm gonna say yes.
They have to. They got to win this. They either got to win this weekend or they got to beat Illinois State, or they're not getting a home game.
If they do, I think they host one game.
Yes.
And then they go. So you're saying they go to a seeded team and win?
Yeah, that would be like it'd have to be Tennessee Tech or Monmouth or Lehigh. Otherwise, I don't know if that's happening. But yes. Yeah.
And then, as much as I think the South Coast State people will clap back and say there's no way in hell this is going to happen, I think it's very likely this might happen.
Yes.
That the Bison have not won in Brookings by more than 7 points since 2015 when they shut them out. When Carson was still starting back then, and they haven't beaten by more than 7 points at home since the semifinal in 2018. So are the Bison due to get their real clap back on SDSU? Probably. Is it going to happen? I don't want to say that because it's a night game, it's on the road, and it's on national television. So all those things are going to work into the favor of South Dakota State. Do I think the Bison can do it? Absolutely, because that South Dakota State defense has had its moments of looking good, but that offense has sputtered and it has not looked good. And now Loeffler just banged up.
Yes.
They get Olofton Ogrowski back this week. How much is he going to be a difference in the game? I'm not sure. I don't want to predict on that yet. We'll probably make those picks next week, but I think it's possible.
Yep.
Do I think they win by 21 plus? No. No way am I going to say that. But is number 5 possible? Yes, I do believe it is possible.
I got one thing to say.
Uh-oh.
This will get clipped if anybody's even watching from Brookings. This is the most confident I've been going into a this matchup since the 2018 semifinal when Easton Stick, Kleinman's all their last game in the Dome. They were not losing that game. This is the most confident I've been since then. Now if they lose, I'm going to get clipped and whatever. I'm just going to put it out there. This is the most confident I've been.
Remember, he said it, not me.
Yep.
Just so we're clear.
It's me.
Just so
doesn't reflect on the show.
No, but that's how we're gonna say it. So picks this week. Pick another set of 5. Sacramento State, Northern Colorado. So the big boys against the Bears, we're gonna call it in this one. Lamar, Kings of Bad Beats last week. They take on University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. Illinois State faces Youngstown State, Southern Illinois UND, and Tarleton and West Georgia. We don't differ on any games, but so first game we're picking here, Sacramento State. Northern Colorado has been pretty much an up and down team this year. They almost beat South Dakota. Sac State has had their moments. They're starting to clean up their play a little bit. I'm going to go Sacramento State. I'm just going to pick them. Just going to be confident and pick Sacramento State.
Yeah, these are two teams that have been completely unpredictable this year. Sacramento State had all this hype coming into the year as being a varsity team, and Northern Colorado hasn't been good in 150 years. And then they almost won in Vermilion. So I don't know what to say here, but I'm going with the varsity team. I'm going with Sac State.
Lamar and UTRGV. God, that's too many syllables. That's too many letters for one thing. Again, Lamar barely won last week at East Texas A&M. Again, watch the Twitter. It's hilarious. And UTRGV, they don't play. How many Division I points have they played? I don't think it's less than 3.
I know they've played 3 Division II teams.
That's what I'm looking for. So half of their games have been played against D2 schools.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar has looked pretty good. They beat South Dakota. Really, South Dakota always comes up when we talk about FCS now. You know, they're not in the polls.
Yeah.
Well, they're in the polls, not in our polls, but they're in the polls. I like Lamar. I think Lamar gets it.
Yeah, I'm going the same thing here. This is actually, I'm going to put it out here that this was the closest game I was thinking of switching a couple nights ago. But
why would you do that?
But Lamar has been better this year. This program is going to be in our polls here in a couple of years.
Probably.
I'm saying it.
That's fair.
But right now, Lamar's better.
Illinois State, Youngstown, Illinois State top 10 team. Again, is the game in normal? Yep. Okay, that's all I need to know. Again, I'm high on Illinois State. I like Illinois State. I love Sobkowitz. Rittenhouse has been really good. They're working Mason King back into the lineup. They have Winkers right. They have Niekamp on defense. They have Nakuba. They have pieces, as we saw when the Bison played them. Youngstown, it's Bo Brungard, and that's it.
Yep.
There's just nothing there that says I'm going to pick Youngstown. I think Youngstown's good because Brungard makes them look good. I'm going Illinois.
Yeah, I think whatever the over is under in this game, I'm picking the over because neither of these teams play defense, and both these teams love to score points.
Southern Illinois, UND. The game is in Carbondale. UND has never won at Southern Illinois. Originally, when we did these, I picked Southern Illinois, and then I thought, I can't do it. As much as I think Illinois has a good chance to win this game, I think UND, because, again, I said this last week, the wave of momentum they're on. It's something that when teams have that swagger, it's hard to beat them, even if they're on the road. And they've proven they can win on the road. This is that next hurdle game for UND. If you think they're ranked 8th in the committee poll, if you think you're that good, you go into So-Il and win. I think they do win, but it could be another OK Corral kind of game.
Yeah, we talked about last week your hurdles of beating a Valley team on the road.
Check.
They did it. Now you got to beat a ranked team on the road, and that's Southern Illinois.
Again, we're not trying to move the goalposts back on that. I'm not trying to do that because we're the Bison guys, and I get that. It's just their track record has not said that they will go in and win this game. We're picking them to win, yes, because we think of Kaminsky, of B.J. Fleming with that running game, that offensive line, with their linebacking play being as good as it is. I question their secondary. However, I think their offense is enough to win this game. So the goalposts aren't moving back. We just need to see more.
And, we're talking about them being a potential top 8, top 4 seed.
Yeah.
You have to win this game to do that because you're not going to beat both the Jacks and the Bison. I know you have them both at home. You're not going to do it. You might get one of them, but you have to win this game first. But I'm going with UND. I just think they're the better team.
And then Tarleton State and the boys I'm never picking again in West Georgia. 0-2 in West Georgia, not doing anything. Did I pick them once and they won?
You picked them when they beat – I can't remember who they beat.
ETSU?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, so I'm 1-2. I'm not going back on West Georgia. Tarleton is facing West Georgia. Again, Tarleton's on their backup quarterback, but boy, they've still looked impressive. Again, they're not playing the greatest of schedules. However, their strength of schedule is better than Montana. So
yes.
I don't know. Y'all do the math on that one. But I'm going Tarleton. They'll continue to roll here. I think there's a good chance they finish the year.
Yeah, they've looked the part. I mean, if they win out, they have a good chance of being a top 3, maybe top 2 seed. But they're just over. West Georgia's overmatched here. I haven't watched a ton of their games, but they don't seem to score as many points as Tarleton, and that seems to be the theme in the UAC. Yeah. So I'm going Tarleton.
So those are our picks for this week. So I'm 23-7. You're 20-10. And by the way, I think a trophy may be on the horizon for this.
I haven't even heard about this yet.
No, I was going to tell you after the show. But so there might be a trophy on the horizon. So
I gotta lock in.
When that shows up, we'll show you what that looks like at some point.
We'll have a trophy on the desk next week too.
When it shows up, a certain trophy will make an appearance on this show next week, on this dais next week. We got to give a score prediction for this game, as much as I don't think we want to, but we have to. Your score prediction is what?
59-14. I think Indiana State scores 1 touchdown in this first half, and I think it's going to be a fluky way. Second half against NDSU's third stringers, they score again. Bison should win this by a mile. Again, just stay healthy and win the game.
I'm going 52-10. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I think because every team that the Bison plays, they somehow get a pride point field goal and ends up being they end up having double-digit points, and especially in a game like this. Like even Murray got a couple of field goals on the board. I think they scored 10. I think they have enough on offense to at least get 1 touchdown on the board. But again, I think you get up big at half. Cole sits in the second half. They maybe score a couple of times. Maybe Owen Johnson finds the end zone, or Cortez LeGrant, or John Gores, or Tate Osterman finds the. Who knows? None of those guys, the young guys you're talking about, they can make some big plays this weekend as well. So I'm going 52-10. Again, reminder: games on WDAY ABC. You listen to it on 1660. The game is at noon Central Time. I do like that. Nice and quick noon Central start time. Watch our boys on Bison Game Day at 10 a.m. They'll be live in Terre Haute. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
We got to mention, am I crazy for not going to this game and picking going to the Gopher Nebraska football game?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No, I don't. I mean, you know what this game is.
Yep.
We're not trying to bash Indiana State because they're trying.
Yeah.
Kurt Mallory's trying. He's only won 26 games as Indiana State head coach.
Yeah.
It's not because of him that they are. Again, he's not James Franklin. He's not the coach at Oregon State that got fired. I think he's a good football coach.
Yep.
It's like Jody Wright at Murray State. You're just in a terrible location, and you just don't have a lot to work with down there in Terre Haute.
Yeah.
They played a converted minor league baseball stadium, for crying out loud. I mean, they just don't have a lot going for them.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to do with Indiana State. It's just the way the program is right now. But God bless you, Kurt Mallory. You're doing your best. I respect it.
Yep. Well, I'm just excited to watch a blowout. That's all I got to say.
Stress-free football.
Yeah. It is.
But that will do it for us. For Jack Higgins and Cash Roman in the back, and Ethan Eibach, and here on the set, this is Garwood saying so long. This has been the Bison Overtime Show. See you next week. Horns up and go Bison.